Beautiful, beautiful life. I might just say what you wanna.
What's up, y'all? I'm J.Max. Welcome back to my channel. This is J.Max Reax, and tonight I'm watching the recommended video. This says Jackson Family Rivalries, Michael Jackson versus Jermaine Jackson. The comment the person left said apparently Michael was kind of petty in real life, and we know he can be petty based on some other shit that we know. But your family. Let's see what happens. Why I always choose blue? It's gonna turn my tone blue. Let's go red.
Hey guys, this is episode 2 of a new series entitled Jackson Family Rivalries, which will give details and insight of family drama that happened during past instances. To start off, the 80s was the decade that Michael Jackson would dominate with 2 explosive albums, one entitled Thriller and the other is Bad. With the release of that album, a brief but hilarious feud would ensue between the Jackson brothers, Michael and Jermaine.
Ooh.
Now, the details of this story comes from LaFace record executive L.A. Reid, who happened to write about this particular rivalry that was put to a stop as fast as it started in his 2016 book entitled Sing to Me. The story goes that Jermaine had originally felt a little disdain for his brother as a musician in the early 80s, since his brother Michael was dominating music since leaving the Jacksons and heading the solo route. Jermaine thought that when he stayed at Motown in 1976, he would have reached the top of the charts as a solo artist, but all the attention stayed focused on his brothers, and then even further focus would go to his brother Michael once the release of Off the Wall, Thriller, and Bad. Jermaine would say the following statement: "That was supposed to be me. That's why I stayed at Motown. We had plans, but once Michael beat me to it, he made sure it would only be him."
Wow.
That quote was a statement that Jermaine had made to family friend Stacey Brown, whose story was the basis of the first episode.
I'm gonna have to watch the first episode.
Those underlying feelings carried on down through Michael's success, but what made the rivalry intensify for a short bit was this particular moment mentioned in L.A. Reid's book. According to a chapter in the above-mentioned book, L.A. Reid and Babyface signed Jermaine Jackson to the LaFace label sometime in 1989, which made Jermaine Jackson pack up and move to the city of Atlanta. Both Reid and Babyface guaranteed him a hit album that would make the charts and put him in the ranks with his brother, if not father.
Okay.
From what L.A. Reid says, he received a random phone call from Michael around the same time he and Babyface was to begin production on Jermaine's album. Michael has suggested that L.A. Reid and Babyface fly out to Los Angeles immediately to come work with him. They both agreed and left Jermaine clueless to where they went when it was time to work on his album.
Wow.
When Jermaine did find out, he demands to L.A. Reid for him to be let out of his contract with LaFace. L.A. Reid would then tell Michael about Jermaine's request to cancel his contract, and Michael simply said, and I quote, "He'll get over it."
Oh, wow.
But little did they know that Michael was wrong. Jermaine was not over him being duped for his production of his album, which was pushed back until 1991.
I wouldn't have been okay either.
During production for the album, Jermaine would pen the song Word to the Bad, which was a diss song to his brother Michael,
Really?
in which L.A. Reid, Babyface, and Lisa Left Eye Lopez from TLC would help him co-write. The song took shots at Michael's looks, his issues with vitiligo, and primarily called Michael selfish throughout the entire duration of the song.
But not to put you on the spot, Jermaine, but didn't you kind of exacerbate the sense that he had intentionally changed his skin color with that song?
That was creative anger.
Lyrics were kind of rough. Once you were made, you changed your shade. Was your color wrong? Could not turn back. It's a known fact. You're too far gone. Reconstructed. Been abducted. Don't know who you are.
Yeah. By 1991, Jermaine Jackson would release the album entitled You Said, with Word to the Bad being the first single. The song would chart on the Billboard Hot 100 at number 78 and was the best-selling single from the album. Critics had said that this was Jermaine's best album yet, but the success would be put to a halt. Now, let's rewind a few months backwards, back to August 1991. Now, the song Word to the Bad would be picked up in heavy radio rotation. Michael would find out and he would call L.A. Reid and say the following: "You have to stop this. You're the head of the label. You have to kill this. This isn't good." According to what L.A. Reid says in the book, and I quote, "It wasn't my fight and I wasn't going to referee a fight between the Jackson brothers. I told him that it didn't matter if I agreed with him. The matter was between him and his brother and I couldn't help. Jermaine was insisting that his record be released. Apparently, Michael and Jermaine held a meeting at their mother's home at Havenhurst. I wasn't there and I don't know what happened, but they came out of the meeting. Jermaine called me. We resolved it," he said. "The record stays out." Then Michael calls back. "Jermaine and I had our conversation," he said. "But I'm telling you, you really need to stop this. This is not good." 2 days later, the record disappeared off the air, as if it had never been there in the first place.
Wow.
I don't know what Michael did. I don't know if Michael did anything, but it went away in a flash.
Damn.
And just like that, the song Word to the Bad was pulled from the radio airwaves, and the success Jermaine almost had from the release of the album was put to the bottom of the charts, with his brother Michael releasing the Dangerous album in November 1991, just 1 month after the release of Jermaine's album You Said. Michael would release a few more albums past Dangerous, and Jermaine would take a break from releasing music to focus on his family and dedicating his time to then studying the Muslim religion. Even though this particular incident happened between the brothers, this situation has since been resolved, and Jermaine and Michael's relationship as brothers would strengthen over time, and Jermaine would become Michael's biggest supporter over the years through his troubles with the media and the claims of false legal grandeur.
Okay. That's it. Okay. That's a good one. Shout out to the recommendation. Y'all know I love to watch the music docs when y'all send them to me because they're just super interesting to me. Not privy to the history of the Jackson family in general, but that's some craziness. You know, I know Michael definitely had some power. We definitely saw how he did or was alleged to have done Eminem's career with like the buying of his masters and stuff like that. But like for me, I just think about it, I'm like, that's your family. It shouldn't be that crazy. Like it shouldn't be like that. Now there's always two sides to the story. We don't know what might have happened behind closed doors, so we can't make too many things that aren't just regular speculations, but like it's just petty. Petty sibling rivalry. And you know, if the family dynamic is the way it's supposed to be, if Michael wins, we all win. If Janet is winning, we all win. You know, everybody should be able to put music out and actually succeed, you know, whether one is superseding the other or not. But who knows what their little dynamic was outside of everything else that kind of hit the Jackson family hard back in them days. But yeah, that's crazy to me. That's just super crazy. I'm gonna have to go back and watch the other videos in this series to see what the other rivalries were like and, you know, just learn some more about it. But like, yo, not your family. That's how I'm looking at it. I'm like, not your family. But then, you know, we know blood don't always mean nothing. So we never know what somebody what somebody's personal family life is like. So good video. Let me know what you thought about it below. Like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, peace.